Jim, congratulations. As we know from bitter experience, not always easy playing against a team who's had a man sent off, but really professional today.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the strengths of Leamington, why they've had a really positive results at home and why they've been difficult to beat on the travels. I like this strength, a lot of physicality, perhaps a little bit too much physicality, which caught up on them in the game. But I just thought that we needed that. We deserve the result. The lads needed a little bit of a shot of something to give them some belief in that, and I think there were some really positive performances, and we'll never know how it would have panned out 11v11, but I still felt that the way we went about our business, that we were always going to ask a lot of questions of them.
It's a game that felt like it needed a spark, and goodness me, it got one. Niall Bell, I know you've always believed he's capable of that, but what a goal that was.
Yeah, well, I probably need to set up a wall in my office for the people that people stop believing in. And for somebody to turn around to me and say my squad's not good enough, and the first name to come out was Niall Bell, who was man of the match in that game. And then it's the hardest thing, I'm no medium or anything, but the hardest thing is to see the future and to see what people can bring. And if we want to grow as a club, we've got to bring players in who've got something and potential to grow. And I talked about in my programme notes about trying to marry what worked last year in terms of good experienced part-time players, and then trying to ease in more and more very good quality young full-time players, and then just keep working them and see if we can get better and better. And Niall's work, me and Niall will stay behind until the sun comes down every evening, and I could see that coming based upon how we trained on Thursday, so I'm really delighted for him.
He gave Conant Mayo his chance as well in a midfield three today, and he took his chance really well, and again capped it with a terrific goal.
Yeah, I had a good long chat with Matty about his role, and I think he'd been struggling to kind of connect the midfield with the forwards and create the opportunities, and I felt that what Connor brings to the table particularly is that he's a very sharp passer, and if we can get him playing between the lines, he looks like he's the type of player who's got a cut and pass. It was very unfortunate he didn't get a couple of opportunities to score in the first half. He perhaps lacked a bit of confidence to take first time shots, but really pleased for him. I was conscious of how long he might last, but it's just a shame now because he's gone away playing for Ireland this week, so we'll miss him next Saturday. But I was really pleased for him, and it's difficult because some people might be disappointed that I took Jake off and then Frank came on, and I've made a few changes today, and you hope that, and you trust that you're doing it for a reason, and I explained my reasons to Matty and explained to Connor why I want to play him, and I think that he's proved why I did.
Tell us about the shape today. 4-3-3. You stuck with it right through the game as well today. It's obviously something. Well, yeah, you swapped your fullbacks a couple of times, but it's clearly something you've worked on this week.
I can't. It's a standard formation. I mean, we don't play 4-3-3. Sometimes it looks like 4-2-3-1. Depends on what the forwards are doing. We wanted to try and work in an extra threat up front and try to get Frank playing and take the pressure off. We felt that we might be able to play a little bit lopsided with two centre forwards and one winger. But I turned up Thursday and I just and Josh has had a double training session with Salford and can't train. Sam Minahan comes with one knock that you expected from, but then he's got a problem with one of his muscles, and he's up a thigh, and suddenly you reel him back a little bit, and it's been like that for a few weeks now, where I've had to really think on my feet and manage. I wanted to get Dan in. I wanted to keep Dan in. I wanted to try and get Adam Thomas up to speed. Adam Thomas played here as right back last year, and I wanted to really be aggressive down the right hand side and use Frank as a second forward and get Connor on the ball in their half and get Adam Thomas almost like a second winger. And we look threatening in that regard when we did it. Sometimes it relies on bypassing the midfield and playing in their half. But no, like I said, the shape is only something you defend in. You take a snapshot of the pitch when we're defending a goal kick, you'll see that shape. But we wanted a bit more fluidity. I thought second half, it took us a while to figure out what they were trying to achieve. And the 9 and the 10 worked really hard to get them up the pitch. But I wanted to get down the left-hand side, and the initial change was to try and play Frank off the left and go down the right, and to get Darren a little bit more pace. He played with a bit more width and penetrate a bit more and get Adam up alongside him. But it looked like the weak side for them was probably going to be their right side, so I tried to go down the left end. So I got Darren back on the left, and I got Adam Thomas operate as a sort of an attacking left back on that side, and he did brilliant. And all of a sudden the momentum changed with them two, and I'm delighted for Darren, and it's no surprise that both the second and third goal came from that side. So I'm really pleased for Darren and Conant that we were able to work something off that side.
You'd be equally pleased. You kept them fairly quiet in their final third, given they're the top scorers in our division so far this season. But obviously the goal, you'd be disappointed. A set piece, and it's the first one we conceded, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'd still classify last Monday's goal as a set piece, because we're not, we've not, until the ball exits the defensive third, then you've still got to be defending it within the realms of, if it's man to man with zonal players, then you defend like that. And reflecting on that, I think we could have done better in terms of, but we talked about during the week. But I was more disappointed with the nature of how we conceded some of the set plays. I mean, sloppy. We didn't sort of clear a lines. Jordan Keighren tries to pop one off in midfield, and all of a sudden then they bring in behind the fullbacks and get a cheap set play of us. And there was the warning signs were there in the first 15 or 20 minutes that they were able to earn what I felt were cheap corners from our regard. We should have really got goal side and sent them back into the bodies, and we didn't. And we allowed them to get a little bit of change on the far side. Dan Cowan gave away a cheap corner, Smalley did, and they looked like they were going to score from them. And I think. We're asking a lot of our markers, but I think they've become too reliant on our zonal players to clear the lines. And when the zonal players are not there, then people are getting caught. But I'm disappointed with the marking for that. And you're coming in at half time knowing that they've got something to hold on to. But I thought that if we just kept asking the questions of their back four, keep stretching them and keep cutting amongst the back four, that we'd get the goals, and we did.
It was a terrific win, and it sets up nicely for next weekend now. Jordan Keighren limped off though at the end. Is he going to be okay for next week, would you say?
Well, we don't know, because it's this is one of the problems we had last year with a lot of our part-time players. They look experienced and strong, but they've got deficiencies within the strength training programme, and Jordan's not the strongest lower body, and he's one of those players that's been picking up quite a lot of niggly lower leg injuries. So I'm disappointed in that regard. He looked very, very tired last Monday. But like I said, we don't know. Obviously, with Paul Turnbull out and Conant Mayo international duty, the last thing I wanted was to have an injury in that area of the pitch. So, as a precaution with the result the way it was, I just took him off. It's a strange move, but there's no point if you're feeling it, get treated straight away, and then we'll see. So it's going to be a wait and see on that one. But unfortunately, that will leave us with one recognised centre midfielder. So. The squad's been really challenged at the moment, but on the positive side, Paul Turnbull's gone to the fracture clinics today to get a full assessment of his injury, and it doesn't look like it's a fracture. So that's really positive news for him.
So it could be 4 to 6 weeks, maybe.
I don't know. There's obviously ligament damage there, and it's not the usual where you roll your ankle. His foot has been shunted under his ankle, which has caused the inside ligaments to be strained. I've had that similar injury. I mean, fortunately, I relate to a lot of the players because I've had most of the injuries they've had playing for county. So, but it still means that we probably need something for a month. But what I was hoping to get through and just work with what we've got, because I look around the market and think, are they actually any better than what we've got? Amongst our bench, but we were stretched today in terms of that was the 16 that were fit. It's kind of nice that you're in a position to be able to give a young lad another bit of experience.
And put him up front.
Yeah, well, the lads have been calling him Tom Denton, but no, because in training we use him as Tom Denton. No, he has played up there up front, but no, I just thought to myself that now looked like he was running on empty. I think the red light came on. And again, this is the challenge for the younger players, is that they're playing a lot more minutes than perhaps they've ever played in their careers at this level. I mean, they're obviously doing training every day, but it's different when you're playing Saturday, Monday against a full-time side, and then coming in training Tuesday, Thursday, and then playing Saturday. So we're going to have to be careful of how we manage this week. We want people to recover and be fresh and fit. I think I'd like to be we're quietly confident that we'll have Josh fully fit, Sam Minahan, Scott Duxby all come back in the equation, which will give me some strength on the wides. But the central midfield is going to be the one that I'm going to have to be sweating on this week. So, but well, like I said, we'll pick up the pieces on Monday. For the moment, I'm just really pleased for the lads that they got them breaks. You know, I think Niall epitomised the mentality I wanted first half, a really positive get at people, and he had a sensational one with the ball, he had a sensational goal, and also got him behind, made a good ball look a great ball, and you know, the only way they could stop him was ridiculous excessive force. The kind of thing that I'm delighted to see people getting sent off for that, because there should have been players sent off at York, and then we had the incident where the referee doesn't think it warrants a yellow card. It's too early in the game, you know, with Paul getting a nasty injury. So I'd like to see that cut out of the game if we're going to see skilled flourish. But so really pleased for that. But again, like I said, we just ourselves down, and I was really pleased for fans as well, because they were really positive and they got behind the team, and you know, I really appreciate for the support. I called this week for us all to just go about our business, keep a focus, all do our jobs properly. I've tried to manage and coach as well as I could this week, set the team up. The lads have gone about their business, and the fans have got behind the team. So I'm really pleased for everybody that we're going into a week, so that everybody can be pleased with the part they played in today's game.
That's a great outcome. Well done.
Thanks so much.